Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Just quick announcement before this starts. There should be a Tannenberg video out this week as well. If not, it'll be out next week. It's just one of these things which requires a lot of editing and stuff, and I'm quite busy with work at the minute as well. So hopefully that'll be out soon. Thanks. Every month, PlayStation releases a few games as part of its free games of the month. And usually, well, sometimes they're quite good and sometimes they're absolutely shite. And so Battlefield 5 came out as part of those free games this month, so I decided to give it a download. Otherwise I would never ever have bought this game after seeing the absolute sort of shite trailer that was released a few years ago, or I can't remember how long ago. Was it 2 years it came out or something? And I've seen so many reviews of this game that I've said it's absolutely shite, so I never really wanted to buy this game. And after playing the demo of Battlefield 1 and after actually playing Battlefield 4, this game never really interested me. So I've been on it today, and admittedly I haven't played the Conquest game mode. That's personally because I've always preferred the smaller game modes, and when I played Medal of Honor back in the day, and when I used to play the older Battlefields, I always preferred playing the smaller sort of team deathmatch style game modes. I've always been more of a Call of Duty guy over Battlefields, truthfully. Today I stuck with the team deathmatch mode, and to tell you the truth, the game felt better than I thought it would, and I think it's because my expectations were so low for it to be so shit that the sort of the gameplay surprised me. So for example, the gun mechanics were decent actually. They weren't shit. I think the Battlefield 4 gun mechanics aren't too good, but this game, it felt intense. There was a bit of intensity about it. It wasn't boring. A lot of the team deathmatches when I played Battlefield 4, for example, were very slow paced compared to this. This felt really quick, and the two maps that I did play were quite dynamic, I suppose. They're quite interesting. So my expectations. The game was better than I thought it would be, but I haven't played the full game yet. I haven't played the Conquest mode, and truthfully, I probably won't. I'm not too arsed about it. What my idea about this video today is more to sort of talk about the where I think Battlefield can improve and where it's been in the last few years and where it can go in the future. So the last Battlefield I played properly and really put some hours into was Battlefield 4. And I went through two phases of playing the game. I think I first went on to Battlefield 4 2 years after it came out, and I played it for a good year. Excuse me. And then I played it, and then I took another break, and then I went back to it. I think might have been during the first COVID lockdown, which was probably coming up to a year ago now. And again, I put like a good 3 months into it. I sort of focused around that game. And people really sort of highly acclaimed Battlefield 4, but my honest opinion of it's very fucking average. It's a very average game. It was nothing compared to Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 2 Hard Company. And when talking about Battlefield, I think it's only fair that I mention the Medal of Honor games and the Medal of Honor reboot, where it's set in Afghanistan. Before the game before Warfighter was absolutely amazing, and I think those games absolutely blow Battlefield 4 out of the water. Now the problem is with Battlefield 4 was, when it first came out, first of all, it was in a fucking shit state. The servers were down. There was hardly any maps on the game. It just didn't work. The game didn't work, and if people were spending like 50 quid on that game, which was just insane. And so I didn't even, as I say, I didn't even play it till 2 years after it came out. And when I did go on it, and I only paid about, I think it was like £5 or £6 for it. It wasn't great. I mean, there was hardly any maps on the game. The maps that were on the standard game weren't too good. They were very I think they're very boring. They're very one-sided sometimes, and I don't think the game was just dull. It was a really dull fucking game. The story mode wasn't anything interesting, and so it was really average. And I didn't really enjoy it too much. And then I went on to play the Battlefield 1 demo, and my issue is with Battlefield 1 more than anything is it's a historical game. The looking at World War One, and it's nothing like World War One. The whole game's a mess. It's just shit. The maps were shit. I didn't like the feel of the gunplay. I didn't even buy the full game, so people might ever go at me and say, "Well, you never actually got to try it." Well, I played the demo and I thought it was shite. And then we come on to Battlefield 5, which obviously the trailer was an absolute shit fest. It was it was a mockery of World War II, and it was an insult actually to the history of it, and it really fucking annoyed me, and I never thought I would play it. And despite what I've said about the gameplay so far of Battlefield 5, it is the historical aspects of it are absolutely horrible. They're horrible, and I can't help when I'm someone who plays like Tannenberg and Verdun. I can't help but get annoyed by it. And I know it's an arcade setting, it's not a simulator or a hardcore game, Battlefield, but it's still, if you're going to use a historical war, a real war, make sure it's somewhat historically accurate. And you know, you play multiplayer and there's more women running around than there is guys, and all you can hear is screams 24/7. The screams drives you up the fucking wall, and it's loud. It's louder than the gunshots and everything, and it's just, it's horrible. It's horrible. It doesn't work. And another issue with the whole Battlefield franchise itself is that EA obviously are the guys who are behind it all, and the money they're capable of spending. I feel like they do the absolute bare minimum with these games. There's never that many maps in the game, and the maps seem very similar. And obviously with Team Deathmatch and Conquest, all it is like Conquest is just a bigger version of the Team Deathmatch maps, or vice versa, And it's just this. I just feel like there's very little effort into it. They've got these amazing graphics, and yet you've got a very mediocre game. And truth be told, I don't think Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 are too different, other than maybe, as I say, the Battlefield 5 gameplay feels a bit more intense at some points. Now, where I think Battlefield 5, not Battlefield 5, but Battlefield, the series in general, can improve is there's sort of a gap in the market at the minute on console for a more hardcore, maybe realistic shooter experience, especially in sort of war games, because we haven't got it. And other than Enlisted, obviously, which has just come out, but that's just on Xbox and PC, I think, and that's not on PlayStation, at least not yet. Now, that market, I mean, it's since we haven't had a Band of Brothers game, or Brothers in Arms game for a while, sorry, and we haven't had a Medal of Honor in a while, so there's a big market for that, and Call of Duty hasn't done it. Call of Duty's failed at it, and Verdun and Tannenberg aren't big enough. They haven't got the money that the Battlefield series is capable of getting. Now, with all that money, with the insane graphics that they've got, they could make an absolutely fantastic historical game. And it annoys me, because if they did that, it would almost revive the series, because I think Battlefield is a failing series, a bit like Call of Duty. The only thing that is keeping Call of Duty, for example, at the minute going is the new Warzone thing. Otherwise, I don't think anyone would bother, because I don't think anyone really likes the new games. No, Cold War completely failed, didn't go anywhere. So what I think Battlefield should do is actually crack on making a more realistic game again. Exploit, get the marketing and stay away from all the microtransactions shit, because they would get enough money from bringing players in for a more hardcore experience. As I say, Battlefield, Verdun and Tannenberg can't do that with the too small a studio, and we haven't got Enlisted on the PlayStation. And if Battlefield make that realistic game, that more hardcore experience, they could have it for all three platforms: console, PC, and Xbox, and they'd earn a fucking shit ton of money. And it'd work. We know they're capable of doing it, because we've seen Medal of Honor and how good the Medal of Honor games were. Now, I don't know how good Medal of Honor Warfighter was. Unfortunately, never got to play that, but the reboot version of it, again, the one that was set in Afghanistan, was absolutely fantastic. The guns were great, the maps were great, the community was great on it. There was no microtransactions like you'd see in modern Battlefield games. But obviously, Battlefield really need to do something, otherwise they're going to go down the same route as Call of Duty, which they already are going. It is a failure. It's not a series that's getting any better. But I'm not sure what the new what Battlefield 6 is meant to be. I'm not sure if that's meant to be a Cold War era or a modern era. But fingers crossed, it's more realistic. They need a change. They can't keep making these sort of repasted games, because that's all Battlefield seems to be at the minute. It seems to be a repaste with maybe a few different gameplay features. But that was, it was just a bit of a rant. That's my idea. I think some gaming company surely out there must see the market for, or the want at least, for sort of a more realistic hardcore experience. It's definitely out there. People definitely want it, and Enlisted has actually shown that people want to play that type of thing. And I think it was recently I commented on a video from some guy who got gameplay from Enlisted. I said, this is what I wish Battlefield could be. And Battlefield could be like Enlisted, but on steroids, if you like, with the money they're capable of getting. So it'd be interesting to hear what you guys think. I know it's a controversial topic. Some people hate Battlefield and think it's not going to change, and to be honest with you, I don't like it anymore. And I very much doubt it's going to change, but you never know. You never know. I hope maybe they consider bringing Medal of Honor back, or in the future maybe we'll see another Brothers in Arms game from. I'm not sure what company does that, but you know we need a good hardcore shooter, a war shooter on console. So who knows? But yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers.